1 p.m. Eastern on CBS Sports Network. As we stand by for Coach Chad Morris from SMU in about 2 minutes, we'll just run through a little more detail on our Players of the Week and our five-man honor roll. As we said, the Offensive Player of the Week is Memphis quarterback Paxton Lynch, junior from Tyler, Texas. That's correct, that hometown. But he completed 39 of 53 passes for 384 yards and 3 touchdowns to lead Memphis to a 37-24 win against Mississippi, ranked number 13 and 12 at the time. Gives the Tigers their first win against a nationally ranked opponent since 1996 and keeps Memphis unbeaten on the season. Lynch set career highs for attempts and completions in that game and turned in his 5th straight game with at least 300 passing yards. All 3 of his touchdown passes came during the decisive 31-point run that effectively put the game away. And Lynch is, of course, from Deltona, Florida, not from Tyler, Texas, as I originally said. The Defensive Player of the Week is East Carolina corner Josh Hawkins, a senior from Winston-Salem, North Carolina. Hawkins had helped held Tulsa to a season-low 17 points in East Carolina's 30-17 win. He had 6 tackles and gave East Carolina a lead it would not relinquish with a 100-yard interception return for a touchdown in the first quarter. He has 2 interceptions and made 31 tackles this season. The Special Teams Player of the Week is DeMarcus Ayers, a junior wide receiver from Houston, from Lancaster, Texas. He had set an American Athletic Conference record with 175 yards on 8 punt returns, including a 73-yard return for a touchdown and a 42-7 win against Tulane. Averaged 21.9 yards on punt returns, finished the game with 283 all-purpose yards, finishes the game's leading receiver with 6 catches for 93 yards and added a 15-yard rushing touchdown. And then just very quickly, the five-man honor roll is Houston quarterback Greg Ward Jr., USF wide receiver Rodney Adams, USF safety Jamie Byrd, Temple corner Sean Chandler, and Temple running back Jahad Thomas. And now we've been joined by SMU head coach Chad Morris. The Mustangs are 1-5 overall, 0-2 in the American Athletic Conference. SMU as well had an open week last week, and we'll be back in action this Saturday at USF. That will be a 4 p.m. Eastern time start. The game will be televised on ESPN News. Coach, thank you for joining us on the call this morning. If you would take a minute to tell us how your open week went in preparations for the trip to Tampa, please.
Well, it was much needed. Had an opportunity to get some guys healthy again, so we should be back almost to full strength. Very, very productive. Had an opportunity to go back and focus on just the fundamentals that all coaches do on the open week. And Monday and Tuesday were the first 2 days of our fall break, and so our guys had a chance to get a little bit of rest. So a very productive week, and everything's kind of starts over new, and it's the second half of the season for us, and you know, we'll see where we end at the end of 6 games here, but excited about the week we had and what can come out of the next 6 weeks.
We'll take questions for Coach Morris, please. *1 on your telephone will join the queue, and then the operator will introduce you.
And we'll go first to Dan Tortora at Dan Tortora Broadcast Media.
Hi, Coach. How you doing today?
I'm doing well.
To kind of take a look at, I mean, obviously, you know, the record doesn't show it, but quarterback Matt Davis, just what he's been able to do for you, 11 touchdowns to 2 interceptions, no interceptions in the last 5 games. Just what you can say about where he's at right now and where you need him to be if he's on pace of what you need from him right now.
Well, I think this, you know, if you look at this football team from last year to this year, I think this is a better football team. We're playing better. I think another thing when you look at is you look at the opponents that have beaten us in our 5 losses. They have a combined record of 31-3. And also, you know, the number 2 and the number 3 ranked team in the country were part of that. And each one of those 5 games, we were in it all the way to the end. And so this is a much improved football team, while the record may not show it at this point. And a lot of that has to do with Matt Davis and what Matt has done, and how well he's playing and the decisions that he makes. He's a warrior. The guy is relentless. Just one of the fierce competitors that I've been around, and been around some really good ones at that position. He ranks right up there with his competitive drive and his ability to keep plays alive with his feet. So, you know, I'm excited about Matt. I think this offense fits Matt. and he just continues to get better each game. And the one thing is he tries to do too much at times, and that's kind of his Achilles heel. But we wouldn't have the improvements that we've had without Matt Davis right now.
And when you look at the improvements, looking at the other side of the ball, have you, obviously in the open week and whatnot, looked at any defensive adjustments, changes? I know you've talked about them before this season, but after allowing at least 48 points in the last 4 games, have you looked at any key pieces that maybe you're switching around at this point?
We have. I mean, we've you don't want to pull red shirts off of kids, not right now. And I think we're building something that's going to last. It's just taking a little bit of time. We knew it was going to be tough coming into this year from a defensive standpoint, especially. And we've moved some guys around, and we're trying just about every combination that you possibly can. And at some point, you just got to go out there and make the plays. And and our guys have been in it. It's just we've got to learn to finish. We've got to learn to overcome adversity.
Thanks, Coach. I appreciate it.
Mm-hmm.
We'll take our next question from Joey Knight at the Tampa Bay Times.
Coach, I'm guessing you've had a chance to watch USF's last 2 games. Just what impresses you the most from what you've seen?
Well, they're extremely athletic. The quarterback definitely makes plays with the ball in his hand. They've had, obviously a really good win up at UConn this past week. And so, I think definitely when you're coming off back-to-back wins, beat a Syracuse team that gave LSU all they wanted. And so it's we've got our hands full. I think their defensive line is very active, athletic, and very disruptive. Coach has been there for a while and has done a good job of getting his guys in there. So we've got our hands full. And as I've said many times, I mean, our biggest opponent is SMU. And, we know what we're going up against this week, but we also know that if we can just play 4 quarters, which we haven't done yet to this point in time in the season, we at least give ourselves a chance.
Thanks.
We'll move next to Joey Johnston at Tampa Tribune.
Chad, what are your impressions of Marlon Mack, the USF running back, as a guy that, that you can build an offense around, and the things that you've seen from him so far?
Well, phenomenal athlete, and him, and combine him with the quarterback and their ability to run the football. I mean, I've seen every one of their games. I watched the Florida State game live, and they're very talented, and again, feel very comfortable with Coach's system. And so, like I said, we've got our hands full. We're going to have to tackle well in space, and that's something we've really struggled with this year. We've got to be able to get this thing into the 4th quarter and playing it at a high level.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
And our next question comes from Austin Cox at bcsnn.com.
Hey, Chris, how you doing?
Well,
it's you already kind of touched on a lot of the points I wanted to ask you about, especially Marlon Mack. But you mentioned earlier that the records of the opponents you faced so far that SMU's fallen to, and how they've obviously been successful against other teams. What do you, with USF sitting at 3-3, do you think SMU matches up better against the Bulls than they have other opponents this season?
Well, I mean, that's hard to say. I mean, we've obviously played some very top caliber opponents this year, as South Florida has, and they've played a very talented Florida State team and been right there at the bitter end with them. I would say that we've just got to learn to finish, regardless who we play. It's a 7-point game at halftime and 7-point game late in the 3rd quarter with us and Baylor. It's a 5-point game with 7 minutes to go in the game against TCU, and so the teams that we've faced, obviously, we've faced some very talented opponents, and I think the record speaks for itself on what we faced, and we've been in it in every one of the games. And so I think that the biggest thing with these guys and with my guys here is just learning how to finish and learning how that when adversity hits you, it's we've got to withstand it. We got to be able to survive it. And so, do we match up well? I don't know, if that's the right thing to say. I think that we've struggled matching up with just about everybody this year at times, and so we've just got to learn how to play and finish.
All right, Coach, I appreciate it.
Mm-hmm.
And do we have any other questions for Coach Morris, please? Well, Coach, thank you for your time this morning. We look forward to hearing from you again next Monday.
Thank you.
Okay, again, Coach Chad Morris from SMU, the Mustang